G'day guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wildkard. Thank you for watching the Wildkard Rugby Show. Like, comment and subscribe. And yes, you are here today because finally, Razor Robertson has announced his first ever All Blacks team that's going to be playing against England this weekend. And quite frankly, I am very, very happy to see what the team that he's announced. A very strong, experienced team that's going to pound this English side into the ground. And all these articles written about how England is going to 2-0 the All Blacks, it's going to prove all of them wrong by an absolute huge margin this weekend. And quite frankly, the people that thought that the All Blacks are going to go down the drain because the Crusaders have went down the drain clearly don't watch rugby at all, because the Crusaders' success was backed up by the great coaching from Razor Robertson. Years of success, right? And now he's gone. Immediately we saw the downfall of the Crusaders, which means how important his coaching was at the Crusaders. It wasn't just because he had good players, it was actually because of his skill as a coach. Now he's gonna use that skill in the New Zealand national team, in the All Blacks. There's only one way to go for the All Blacks, and that is up. And to be really frank with you, the talent that is being available for him to select out of the Super Rugby sides, they were so abundant. Not just like the talents outside of the Crusaders team has been so abundant this year. I see a very, very strong year for the All Blacks under the reins of Razor Robertson. And, there's people predicting England to end All Blacks Eden Park streak. If you say this was the Springboks to end Eden Park streak, I might give it a chance. But hey, you can drink copium, smoke copium, whatever you do. But hey, say what you want. And, there was a lot of people also talking about how England won against New Zealand in 2003. In the rain, in the wind, in the rain, and Carlos Spencer missed a bunch of conversions. It's not 2003 anymore, guys. First game is going to be played in Dunedin, so there will be no rain. And second game at Eden Park if it's raining. Again, I don't think it's 2003 anymore. I think Damien McKenzie has better kicking percentage than Marcus Smith. So yeah, we shall see. We shall see if the English prediction would be even remotely close to beat the All Blacks in either of these games, right? Now let's look at the referee. Is Nika Amashu Kelly, who is a Georgian referee, very world of experience, probably one of the best referees in the world, knows the rule book like the back of his hand. Sometimes they were very obscure rules that you don't even know, and I'm not even sure about, and he knows it exactly clearly how to check the law book. And sometimes when he makes some of these calls, and he's just that clinical, just that good as a referee. So we shall see. I have a very high confidence on his performance this weekend in this match. Now, let's talk about the most important thing, obviously, is the selections. I've been looking at this lineup, I've been really analyzing it, and I think that Razor Robertson has selected a very, very strong team combined with an even stronger bench. So I think the England team is going to get absolutely demolished. There's a little bit of, interesting selection there from Razor Robertson, showing the direction he wants to take with the team. But overall, this is pretty much the team that I would have gone for. Maybe a few tweaks here and there, but it's the tweaks that I'll be making are just probably 50-50 based on what I think based on the fact that I think players with better form at the Super Rugby level should be rewarded a bit more. Outside of that, I think the selection is absolutely incredibly strong by Razor Robertson. No debutants, just all brute, as strong as you can possibly get for this All Blacks lineup. So let's have a look at the front rowers now. Ethan de Groot, Cody Taylor, Tyrell Lomax, the trial, the what do you call it? The battle-hardened front rowers from the Rugby World Cup final. Cody Taylor had a bit of time off and he's come back fresh, looking better than ever. The lineup has improved and just looked a lot sharper because of the fact that he has taken a break from rugby altogether, not a sabbatical overseas. Ethan de Groot has been absolutely the top performer for the Highlanders all year. The one guy I thought probably could have been coming off the bench is Tyrell Lomax. I do think that Fletcher Newell has proven himself to be in the starting position this season. Much higher work rate from Fletcher Newell. Just incredible amount of tackles, very incredibly low missed tackle count, and I thought that Tyrell Lomax's work rate throughout the Super Rugby season hasn't quite matched up to Fletcher Neal's level. That's the one thing that I think, I was a little bit surprised. But then again, Tyrell Lomax, he's backed him on experience, backed him on Rugby World Cup performances, and obviously the coaches know the players better than me with the, in training camp. So there could be various reasons that he's selected here. And again, just knowing that his experience, just knowing that what he can deliver, I have no issue with it. It's just, I think Fletcher Neal might be slightly better on paper based on Super Rugby. But the England side, Ellis Genji is injured, so Joe Mala is in the starting position. I actually can't remember the last time Joe Mala, played in the Six Nations in the starting role. He was out of favor for a number of years, not even being the team at all. And then, only get a bit of resurgence in recent couple of years. He's in the starting position against the All Blacks. Against Tyrell Lomax, he's going to have a pretty tough day. Jamie George is captain, coming in number 2. Will Stewart, quite frankly, he's been improving steadily over the last couple of years. And I think he's actually earned his spot in number 3 jersey. And he's going to be quite a battle to see how he go up against Ethan de Groot. He's been very, very good in Super Rugby when it comes to that scrummaging. Coming in the lock positions now, this is, hands down the 2 best locks you can pick. And Razor only have 3 locks in his whole squad. So there's actually no surprise that these 2 guys will be selected. Scotty Barrett returning to be the captain of the team. Scotty Barrett's presence for the Crusaders was immediately felt when he came back onto the field. And just basically, that was like the one game he played for the Crusaders in the middle of the season when he came back from the injury. Like immediately, Crusaders just flogged, I think it was Melbourne Rebels, maybe it was. Just like the best performance for the Crusaders team of the whole season was when Scotty Barrett was back. So I'm really excited to see him back and carry the team. I'm taking upon the captaincy and, see how that's going to carry for his team. Patrick Tuipulotu, heroic effort to make it into a Super Rugby final. He had a knee injury that was supposed to take him out for 6 months. He returned in a week. I know. Talk about Khaleesi returning in 3 months. He was just, I've no doubt that this is what he wanted for his life. And I've no doubt he's probably having a little bit of pain in his leg, but he's just going to carry on without any issues. But truly deserving spot. And that is the mental acumen that you need to make it in the All Blacks in this day. Maori Toji and George Martin. George Martin is a relatively newer player. Let me just quickly check my notes. He plays for the Tigers, and the Maori Toji obviously plays for Saracens. Maori Toji has been very, very good for England rugby, especially nowadays. He doesn't play with headgear anymore, it looks like. I don't know what's going on with him there. But Maori Toji, world experience. George Martin, relatively newer to the England side. I think the experience definitely goes in favor of the All Blacks, and I do think that the All Blacks has advantage here in the locks position. In the loose forwards now, this is a very, very close lineup in the loose forwards. Sammy Penny-Finau, based on his Super Rugby performance, deserving the call-up at number 6 jersey. Just hugely brutal, fitting that role that a lot of the World Rugby, international test teams looking for. Just big, brutal, solid, enforcer style guy in the blindside flanker, and he fills that role perfectly with hard tackles. Chandler Cunningham South is also fills that role. His performance against Japan last week was it was almost like he was playing against children. And then, so there's a pretty close matchup there with 2 sides. Dalton Babali and Sam Underhill, again, 2 very close matchups. Dalton Babali has been really good for the Blues. He's actually improved quite a lot more with his ball carrying, playing for the Blues, and his discipline has improved a lot as well comparing to last year. So really excited to see. Sam Underhill has been in and out of the England squad a little bit, and it's good to see him back into the 7 jersey. And finally, number 8, the 2 big, probably most important player for both teams on the field in terms of the 4-pack is Ben Earl and Ardie Savea. Ardie Savea, I think, has a slight edge in terms of carrying and running the ball, whereas Ben Earl has been absolutely the best player for the England team for probably the last 12 months, and he's just incredible under the high ball, huge breakdown turnover efforts, and I think that's going to be the difference between the 2 styles. One team's going to rely more on the carrying from players like Ardie Savea, and one guy's going to rely more on the high ball pressure from the kicking game from players like Ben Earl. So really interesting matchup here. Coming in number 9, TJ Piranara against Alex Mitchell. Alex Mitchell is probably the most important, the most dangerous player in the back line, despite all the commotions about Marcus Smith. Alex Mitchell basically won the English Premiership for the Saints in that final against Bath. So he is really, really dynamic around the number 9. Really good decision maker. He almost plays the second playmaker at a 9 position, and he takes a lot of that. The fact that he does a lot of decision making at the 9, he opens up Marcus Smith as a threat out of the 10 jersey. So Marcus Smith is not just someone that plans out the attack, that directs the traffic. Marcus Smith is actually a threat himself because Alex Mitchell is making some of that decision making, especially around that 9 and 10 channel, around the rocks area, really dangerous. So TJ Perenara actually matches Alex Mitchell a little bit there. I actually thought Finlay Christie will be playing at number 9 for a more of a Aaron Smith style of rugby, because I do think that TJ Perenara, the style clashes a little bit, especially against someone like Damian McKenzie, who's more of like a bit of a laid back style of 10. So yeah, I don't know how this is gonna work, but we'll see if the Kings has been worked out in training or not, because TJ Perenara has been, I think that, again, very, very aggressive in the way he plays, and I do think that he may tread over Damian McKenzie a little bit in terms of that regard. But hey, we shall see how that goes. And again, Damian McKenzie versus Marcus Smith, the 10, the 2 young 10s going head to head. Finally, D-Mac is getting that starting 10 jersey. So many years he's been working towards that. He finally got here, and this will be his time to shine. Marcus Smith, as well, someone who really wants to solidify himself in that 10 jersey for the England team. 2 young guy, pretty similar in terms of size as well. Very similar in style. I think the kicking game, pretty similar too. I think the only difference is that Damian McKenzie is probably a little bit better in the counter attack. But everything else, I think, is pretty much equal in terms of quality and abilities. Mark Taylor coming in at number 11. Tommy Freeman from the Saints, I think, comes in 11 for England. The center combinations now, this, again, huge battle here. I'm a little bit surprised with the selection here for Razor, but I cannot understand the direction it's going for. Jordy Barrett coming in number 12. Riku Ioane coming in number 13. Ollie Lawrence and Henry Slade has been like the pretty much the favorite 2 combinations for Borthwick for a couple of years now, other than the fact that Henry Slade didn't play the Rugby World Cup, but something that finally Borthwick has been working to, the combination has finally been solidifying for Borthwick in the 12 and 13 shirts. And it's really interesting to see, because Jordy Barrett is like the playmaker style out of the 12 jersey, whereas Henry Slade is more of a playmaker style out of 13 jersey for England. Ollie Lawrence is the ball runner, and whereas Riku Ioane is a ball runner for the New Zealand side. So the roles are kind of reversed here for the 2 sides. And yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. Again, I said, Riku is at 13. I thought Anton Leonard-Brown should be at 13, just based on how good he was under the high ball, the pressure that the pressure game that he plays, just absolute huge work rate numbers that he put out for the entire season for the Chiefs. And Rico has been injured, and his numbers really hasn't been that great. But I can understand he's got Razor has Anton Leonard Brown on the bench, because he want a stronger finisher to close out the second half. So yeah, we'll have to see how this is gonna go. But I have no issue with Rico. I think Rico is always safe option, but I just think that Anton may be a little bit better to be in the starting position. Number 14, Several Reese, the guy that literally kept Crusaders entire season intact with his individual performances. So I'm very excited. There's really nothing else to say. He's just that good. He gave him the ball. He can create an opportunity out of nowhere, almost like Cheslin Kobe. In fact, just like Cheslin Kobe, this is one of the very few players in the world that can create a try out of absolutely nowhere. It doesn't matter what situation he's in. Give him an inch, he'll take a yard out of you. So he's just that great. Absolute miracle worker, to be honest. And then number 14, Faye Waboso, he's a teammate with Henry Slade at the Chiefs. Really, really just absolutely incredible player. Incredible just speed and power. Just raw power that this guy brings. And incredibly dangerous. And this will be an absolutely insane matchup to see what's going to happen this weekend. Finally, another surprise selection. I thought Stephen Perifetta gets selected number 15. This indicates to me that Razor would like to play a running game instead of a kicking game, because Stephen Perifetta has one of the lowest kicking numbers out of all the Super Rugby fullbacks. So really interesting to see that he gets starting jersey, especially ahead of Bowden. So yeah, again, more emphasis to finish the game strong, and we shall see how this cascades into a strong performance in the second half for the All Blacks. George Furbank plays for the Saints, comes in number 15. Again, winning the championship premiership in England for the Saints. On the bench now, this is the big difference between the two teams. I think that the All Blacks will absolutely demolish the English team in the second half. Like the front rower here, it's almost like a bomb squad setup. If you told me, if you asked me, if there's any front row that I would select for the bomb squad, this will be the front row that I will pick for the South African Springboks. This is how good I think this front row actually is. They are absolutely brutal. Especially, there's two aspects to this front row as well. Osama Almoa brings incredible running game. He's one of the highest line breakers in Super Rugby, and he's coming off the bench. So he's going to bring that attacking. Ofa Tuongafasi, one of the best scrummagers he's literally Ox Incha for the All Blacks right now. He's that good, and he has always been good in the scrummaging, but he's always been quite weak when it comes to ball handling and defense, and he's improved that significantly this year with the Blues. He's played 80 minutes and hardly missed a tackle this season. Just insane. Fletcher New already mentioned, I thought he should be in the starting position, but again, his scrummaging is absolutely insane. The amount of scrums that he won for the Crusaders was which is brutal, and against like the top teams in Super Rugby as well. So this front row here is probably, I will actually rank this front row higher than the Springboks bomb squad setup from the Rugby World Cup. That's how good these guys are, and that's the sort of form these guys are on right now. So yeah, I'm sorry, but Theodan, Finn Baxter, I think Finn Baxter's making his debut, and Dan Cole, I just don't see these guys have a good time in the second half. So interesting, and I'll be very keen to see what time Razor bring these guys onto the field, because if they I think they should bring these guys on about 45 minutes into the second half, like into the game, just out of the second half, especially considering these guys are all used to playing 80 minutes, almost 80 minutes, because they're all starting players for the Super Rugby teams. So fitness wouldn't be an issue, and I think it's just about the timing and effort they want them to be onto the field to make that impact. And I can't wait. I'm very excited to see this, in case you can't tell. Finally coming in at number 19, Tupuva, and then Luke Jacobson, number 20, Alex Cole's number 19, and Tom Curry comes in number 20 for England. And finally, the big backline finishes. Again, this is where the difference really gonna cascade, really gonna compound the difference in the second half of the All Blacks. Finlay Christie, number 21. Like I said, I thought Finlay Christie should be the starting. 21 just brings a much more steady flow, steady style that the All Blacks is used to, instead of the chaotic style that TJ brings. Ben Spencer, pretty sure Ben Spencer plays for the Saints, and is the Saints anyway? Maybe the Chiefs. Anyways, Ben Spencer's coming at 2021. Anton Leonard-Brown, Bowden Barrett finishing the back line. Just incredible experience. Finn Smith and Ollie Slighthorn both plays for the Saints. Great season this year, winning the championship, but they have 3 test caps combined. Ollie Slighthorn is making his debut, whereas Anton Leonard-Brown has 70 test caps. Bowden Barrett has 199 test caps, and I just don't see this is going to do well for the England team in the second half. So incredibly strong setup for the bench for the All Blacks. I'm really, this is if you're telling me there's going to be a bomb squad for the All Blacks, this will be it. This will be the All Blacks bomb squad. This is absolutely brutal the way it's set up, and I just, I'm sorry, but I think England's going to get blown out of the water this weekend. My predictions, 40 points to 15 to the All Blacks. Yeah, let me know your thoughts, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. And see you guys later for the Wallabies versus Wales review. Cheers.